What is up, everyone?
Oh,
Hello,
are we
friends.
live?
Yeah,
Whoops. Okay.
we are now. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We are the Elder Brain, and we're back with some Sea of Souls. It's been a bit since we've done the Dungeons and the Dragons. We did some Pathfinder, and then due to internet issues last week, we had Ian, playing the vid games. So hope if you joined in for that, good times were had. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with us as we jump back into D&D. Devin will be with us shortly, just so he will be popping in when he's ready. Life does things and finds a way, and is a box of chocolates. All those other quotable quotes that describe life. But yes, thank you for hanging out with us. If you haven't done so, make sure you're following us here on the Twitch. Do the liking, the subscribing on all the socials, which you can find at our link tree. It's simply just linktree/elderbrain, and that'll get you the links to our YouTube, where you can find our VODs, and you can find us on all the platforms that we're on. And you can join our Discord as well, which is where you can find out about stuff that's coming up. That's enough rambling, I think. Keep that short. It's been a few weeks, so we'll give a bit of a recap as we jump into episode 74. We left off in mid-combat and in mid-ritual, so kind of a double whammy of a cliffhanger there. But to set the scene, we have arrived in the city of Valenhold to carry out a reincarnation ritual for Owen Neild. The priestess Diane of the Wavesong Temple is performing this ritual, and she had found a abandoned tower near Lake Odai, just sort of southwest of the city proper, where she'd asked you to meet And this old tower hid a rather interesting shaft, some sort of old ruins beneath that actually went down fairly deep. And at the very bottom, she'd carved out space for her ritual and set up, her incantations, put her chalk circles down, and long story short, to get into this, as part of the ritual, Flick actually needed to be involved in that using the Soulbinder dagger to take Owen's life and trapping his soul in the dagger, allowing it to not go straight to Umbra, but to be held onto for the reincarnation ritual so that the new form that Diane created would be ready to receive him. As the ritual is nearing completion, about a third of the way left, Torque notices that there is some sort of figure up on one of the platforms looking down. And as they reveal themselves, they appear to be ghouls, servants of Umbra, who have found you, have been tracking you apparently, and are keen on stopping your, what they consider, betrayal of him, as it's clear that this ritual will make it so that Owen's soul does not go to Umbra, which was why he'd sent you after Owen in the first place. After a brief scuffle with one of the ghouls, seeming to be the commander, being kind of thrown off of a platform, and then thanking Torque for being moved closer to the goal at the bottom, it would appear that they are intent on not just fighting you, but getting to the actual ritual itself and interfering, stopping it, what have you. And so you find yourself in a situation where, with a little bit of the ritual left to go, Flick is forced to actually let go of the dagger and entrust it to Diane, or at least put it at her feet, since she is mid-ritual. But in order for him to kind of join the fight and protect everything, you put the dagger down at her feet, while the rest of you are up on the platforms kind of surrounding this strange shaft, hoping to stop these entities from getting to the bottom. So we'll move to our map here, but before we jump back into combat, I'd like to ask the question for your characters as you're in this moment, and kind of with everything that's at stake. What's one fear? What's one thing that your character, maybe a fear that they kind of have in the back of their mind right now? And I'll start the top of my Zoom screen here, which is Mike. So what's Dinar? What's he afraid of right now?
Dinar's biggest fear, and maybe I'm stealing what a lot of other people are fearing as well. Dinar's biggest fear is that something is going to interrupt the ritual, and Owen will be lost to Umbra. And the reason why that's super fearful right now is that Dinar has a means with which has a backup plan that he is not in a position to employ this far up. So now that there's a guy right down there next to him, plan's going south and Dinar can't help. So,
okay, fair enough. Ian, what might Flick be fearing?
He already knows this is going sideways, and he's afraid that we're going to be found in breach of our contract, and all this running around will have been for nothing. Regardless of whether we pull off the ritual or not, we're going to be found null and void, and try again, fellas.
Fair enough. Jack, what is Torque afeared of?
Right now, with the enemy that is now closer to the ritual circle, and Torque is sort of like on the upper scaffolding along with Dinar, who, let's face it, is a little bit squishy.
I don't know what you mean.
Torque is kind of afraid that he's going to have to make a difficult choice here as to whether he's going to prioritize completing the mission or, the captain's safety. He's also afraid that if anything goes south, then Talon will never let him live it down.
Damn straight.
Fair enough. And speaking of Talon's, Devin has joined us. So for the visuals, those who are watching, just give Mike a second as he adjusts.
Oh yeah, I
our
forgot
screen
that
there, but
people wouldn't see Devin appear on screen.
Well,
So I thought that I was making a pithy remark.
he did
kind
actually.
of.
Yeah,
Because the Zoom panel
just
suddenly got really weird.
he's just flick at the moment. So that's the one thing about OBS is that and Zoom panels is that when you join in, it kind of throws things around. So
Hey, who do I got to grift to get some good garbage here?
That's a spirit, kid.
So Devin, we're asking the question as we're kind of mid combat in this ritual here, with the servants of Umbra, descending on the ritual as we speak. What might Talon be fearing at the moment?
I think a lot of it would be, especially specifically talking about like kind of who we're defending here. This is someone who helped, not Owen, but we're in a place which is very weird. We're back in Valenhold, and it has been a bit touch and go emotionally for Talon, I think. So for the most part, I think he's terrified that his past is going to catch up with the present, and if Diane were to be injured in any way or suffer from, so specifically Umbra and like the fact that Talon is the one who brought Owen here, and his mind is spiraling into, if anything bad happens, it's my fault.
Gotcha. Okay.
And normally that wouldn't really raise too many issues with him, but I think because it's this place, because it's this person, because it is these specific circumstances, it is hitting him hard.
Okay. Gotcha. Evident on the face of Diane is the fear that she has to clearly continue. She can't stop this ritual, and as Flick puts the dagger at her feet, and moves to join the fight, you kind of see there's she can't really talk, she can't really communicate, but she's kind of like, what are you doing, what's happening? She can hear what's going on, right? She can hear that there's figures here and stuff, but she can't turn her focus away from this. And so Flick, you can actually see like sweat kind of beating on her face now, and there's that panic seemingly kind of taking hold, that she's starting to worry about whether she can actually pull this off. And obviously, her friend's life is at stake here, so she's pretty focused on that. So just as a reminder, I know Paige was up above keeping watch top side. Was that correct?
It sounds right. I think, yeah.
And I think Mike, you had your gecko out as well up top there.
Yes.
Okay, so I've put them both just at the top of the map here, kind of by the entrance, just as a reminder. And Talon, you've got Willie out in larger form, so he can carry you.
Yes.
And so you're up on the walkway. So Darakul, who's seems to be the one in charge, has taken a couple of good hits. He was knocked off the platform by Torque, and then the other Umbral Knight jumped off of him. So Talon, you've got two incoming towards you. Torque is still up on the platform above. Dinar, one of them has moved towards you to intercept, seeing you as a potentially squishier target than the giant Tortle in reach. So given the two options,
Yep.
has chosen you. And so that is where we are going to pick it up at the top of round 2. And Dinar.
Oh yeah, that's right. I went first.
Yes, you swapped with Flick, I believe, so that you would be
Right. Yeah. Okay.
up front. So you've got a well-armored ghoul right up in your business.
Okay. I'm not currently concentrating on anything because I dimension Tortles up here, and that's it. So, let's see. I guess I used that earlier. All right, well, given that this thing is right in front of me, although it's right in front of me, so I'm so sorry. I can't cast a spell because it's within, and I'm not a certain kind of caster, right?
If it has a ranged spell attack, then you'd be at disadvantage. Otherwise, you should.
Yeah, you could
Oh,
always.
okay, so magic missile can just go.
Yeah, it's basically you're distracted.
Shocking grasp.
Is the idea that it's
If you use shocking grasp, you could run away from him without him getting an attack of opportunity.
Right. Okay, but so
or because magic missile isn't actually attacked, you could throw that in his face. Like
okay.
You know. But anything that requires
anything would be a ranged spell attack. That would be okay.
With an attack roll, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They haven't demonstrated any ability to do anything about that yet, but there is always the potential.
Yeah. Okay. Then let's just do. I do have shocking grasp now. Also got mind sliver. What does that do again?
Mind Sliver does damage and debuffs their next saving throw.
Psychic damage specifically.
Yeah, psychic damage. Yeah, and now that we're
which not
level
a
3d6.
lot of creatures have any sort of defense against.
Okay, and these are ghouls.
Except when Talon's relying on it to fight them.
The other thing that I could do, I haven't done this. I believe this was part of that. I got a cloak or a thing. What was the thing that I got that gives me all those spells? Was it the Salutis Chaosi cloak?
That gives you. Oh.
Yeah, I get the following cantrips.
Yeah,
that's right. All right, let's change it up a little bit. I don't want to be a one-trick pony. So Dinar is going to brandish his dagger, which you guys probably don't even realize he has because he never uses it. And he is going to cast, bring a hand over top of it and cast over top of it Green Flame Blade.
Nice.
And then I have to make a melee attack with it. Oh, this might go poorly. Oh well.
Dinar's like, what's a melee?
Let's have fun. So this is plus my dexterity.
How do I fight?
For as tall as he is, he doesn't have the best upper body strength.
Nope.
Dexterity and proficiency, right?
He's a bit of a scraggly dragonborn.
Okay, so dexterity plus proficiency, which currently is 5, so that's fantastic.
Yeah, you get
so plus 6. So I will take a slash at this Joker with this. That's a 19 plus 6, so 25.
Yep, that'll definitely
I'm
hit.
rolling that dice for the rest of the night. So
there you go, man.
So let's see, it's... Why do I not have the damage here? Oh, the weapons attacks normal effects, and you cause green flame to leap from the target to a different creature within... I don't have that, but we're gonna have fun anyways. So at 11th level, it's 2d8. Okay, so it's d4, because it's a dagger.
Yep.
Plus 1 piercing.
Dagger.
Plus 2d8.
All right.
2d8 is fire. Is the green flame?
I can imagine you taking out the dagger and then the flame just kind of like it's like a pilot light almost.
Just a little motor in the end.
That tapered point.
I was like more like a road flare. He sort of pulls it out and snaps and points it at the guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so I rolled a 7 and 5, which brings me to 12 plus 4, which gets me to 16 plus 1 because it's a dagger, 17. Yeah.
Okay.
Fire damage on the target I hit. That's to the second target. Okay. So yes, that was 2d8 plus the d4. So 17 fire damage to that Joker.
Okay. As you get up in its face and attack, you're hit by this almost unbearable stench of death wafting off of this thing.
Oh.
So I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Oh boy.
Dang. Well, I have a +3. But on a 5, that's not going to be great, so I'm going to use my Arcane Deflection. I think that's the one I want. Oh yeah, when I fail, I'm assuming that 8 fails. Saving, or
yes.
8 fails? Okay, so I will use...
8 fails, there's no point, 8 will always fail.
If I add, well, I'll use my Arcane Deflection in an attempt, so that's +4, so 12. That's still going to fail.
12 just fails.
12 is still going to fail, yeah.
Yeah, you needed a 13. It's not a very high DC, but yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you are poisoned.
Oh, that's not nice.
That is not nice at all. Let's see.
Yeah, so it's only till the end of your so it's until until the start of your next turn. You now have the poisoned condition. So
Poisoned.
you can enjoy that. You're grabbing him, attacking it, and you take in a waft of the stench of death coming off of it, and you're like, nope.
I'm not gonna move, but I am going to say something to Dinar, I'm Dinar, to Torque.
I'm gonna talk to myself.
Note
He's
to
the only
self.
person who actually lets me have
You've
a
got this,
conversation.
Dinar. Take care of this.
Dinar will look down the stairs, try to make eye contact with Torque. I got this guy. Get down there and help the ritual. And that will be my turn.
Okay. That will bring us to Talon.
Talon swallows the fact that he just saw Dinar do something super cool.
Refuse to acknowledge.
He poker faces it. Okay, so I may have a main question here. These flanks are going in a vertical. They're going on like a ramp, right? Like they're slowly climbing. So
from where you are, you're about like 40, between 40, 45 feet. This is like going up to 60 feet to like where they are. So
okay.
Yeah, they're like
if I had Willy dash the full 60 feet, could I put myself about 30 feet above the two of them?
Like directly above them?
Yes. More or less. I could be like 5 feet off, that's fine.
I don't see why
Even
not.
25 feet above them would be
sure.
Suffice. Okay.
I mean, yeah, like because it's like a gradual, like, and you want to go that way instead. And
I'm just basically flying
60 feet?
up above them. Well, he's got a 60-foot flight, but he's carrying me, so it's half. But he's dashing, so it's back up to 60. So it'd be a full 60 feet. But he's burning his action to do that.
So yeah, so it is 40 feet to there. And even though it is up, like it's just 5 feet because you're not having to go on an incline.
Yeah, I'm flying, so Z-axis and all that. Yeah, Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah, I don't like doing complicated math, so I'm going to say
Yeah, I know.
I get what you're going for, and it's cool. So
when a player's like, "Can I just do this?" I'm like, "Yeah." So I shall do that and
sulfur X, just do it.
fly up, down above them, with a yo heave ho and a fare thee well. I will expunge a spell upon them, and I shall require them to make a Constitution. Or sorry, this is the wrong. I'm looking at the wrong spell. Constitution save.
Con save for both of them.
Constitution. And a
Okay.
sudden plunge in the southern swell, 10 fathoms deep on the road to hell.
So that's an 18 and a 22.
Well, those are both successes.
They're both pretty constant.
Is this like a half damage
Yeah.
on a success kind of thing?
It's half damage. I was really banking on the secondary effect here, but I'll take the half damage, I guess.
They are constituted.
Yeah, I figured undead probably pretty high, but longtime
Ghouls.
viewers will know I have like 3 different saves to choose from: strength, constitution, and like dexterity. And it's like, hey,
You're also kind of split between 2 spellcasting abilities, so you haven't been able to fully like cap out one or the other yet.
yes. Thank you, Jack. I'm very aware of that.
He just needs rub it in a little bit more.
There we go. Right then,
Listen, sometimes you got to take a sacrifice to make the build work.
they can
Thematically.
they can help themselves to 35, half of 35 force damage. Unfortunately, they are not
17
as wind and water conjure forth beneath them, and a geyser erupts them up into the sky, or at least attempts to, but they actually manage to stay on the ground and are not flung 25 feet into the air and then drop 25 feet into the ground, which is unfortunate.
Okay.
So for rounding up, that's 14 damage.
Because that would have been cool, but unfortunately, the dice were not with me.
They're both looking pretty rough. Oh yeah, 14 damage, right?
That was an upcast, though.
It was upcast, yeah.
Oh,
There's
right,
an
yeah.
extra 8
27
on
plus
that.
8.
So 17.
Yeah.
35.
Any unsecured objects are also going to be
Yeah.
thrown 25 feet into the air, which I don't think there are any, but
No. There's probably some like bits and stuff that are
yeah,
on
it is nothing
rubble that goes
nothing
flying
heavy
off of
enough that would fall on top of them.
there. No.
I mean, it's worth a shot. Well, how am I doing for bardic inspirations? I got a couple of those. Let's throw a. Hey, Dinar! Oh, you're way out of range, aren't you? What's the range on this? Do you have to be able to hear me, or is it like at actual range?
We're in a tunnel. I could definitely hear you.
For sure.
In
a shaft, but-
60 feet.
Yeah, he's at least 75 going kind of straight up, so.
Can I get Torque?
Oh yeah.
Hey, Torque, you really gonna follow that up?
You will not hear a response from Torque. He is actions over words.
Works
Rips Whelming Wrath tighter.
for me. But that'll be the end of my various things. I am completely tapped at this point.
Alrighty. That brings us to Torque.
So I know that I said the Torque had to make a difficult decision choosing between the captain and the mission. But when I said that, I did also forget that Whelming Wrath has a throwing range of 20 feet currently. And this guy that's given the captain a bad time,
Oh, look
at
at
that,
that.
20
He's
feet away.
25
He just
feet,
happens to be
20
20
away.
feet.
The captain did give you an order, though. Well,
He can
Um,
throw in one.
you're not on the ship,
I
though.
forget what my Whelming Wrath damage.
Okay, but Jack, have you considered the fact that if Torque walked off the edge, he effectively becomes the boulder to those creatures as Indiana Jones?
Oh, you're acting like these are mutually exclusive. Torque has 2 attacks.
You do additional 1d12 damage versus undead
Oh, that's
Ooh.
that's true.
Wow.
with
I forget
Whelming Wrath.
what I had my Whelming Wrath damage set to. So let's say I take a bonus action and set it to lightning if it wasn't already.
Okay.
And then I will make a reckless attack with Great Weapon Master against the guy that's bothering Dinar.
I mean, you got Bardic Inspiration and Advantage. Why the hell not? God damn!
So 25.
Woo!
I think
Yes.
we established that hits.
Yes, it does.
That's a lot of big numbers.
Yeah. So that's
Damn, you rolled. Wow, you rolled well.
33.
Wow.
33 points of bludgeoning plus the additional 1d12.
With an 8 and a D10.
So 44 points of bludgeoning damage.
An 11 on the D12. Wow.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
And also an additional 3 lightning damage.
So
With the
Whelming
Crusher feat, I'm also
Wrath,
going to push him 5 feet so that he falls off the scaffolding.
so the scaffolding's actually up against a wall, like
A
they're like
Oh.
going that way. Yeah. So like this is a big shaft, so that's actually like lining the wall. So if he were to go the other way,
Oh,
he'd
and
fall
if I-
off, but that way he just kind of bumps up against.
Could I
The
pull
wall.
him 5 feet in a diagonal this way?
I think with Whelming, I think with that Crusher, you can only push, right?
Let me check the exact phrasing.
Or is it
I think
move?
it's-
I
Because
think
if
it's
it's
reposition.
move, it depends on what is, if it says push or if it says move.
Crusher says you can move it 5 feet to an unoccupied space.
Okay, it's move, then that yeah. So he will drop off and we'll take an additional
I kind of
1d6.
imagine I throw Welding Wrath, he ducks under it, and then on the return, it smacks into him and pulls him off the edge.
And I rolled a 6 on his fall damage.
Oof.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
he's prone as he
All right.
drops.
Now for my next trick. I would like to read out a little passage out loud from, I believe it's Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. This little ditty that I like to call Falling Onto a Creature. If a creature falls into the space of a second creature and neither of them is tiny, the second creature must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or be impacted by the falling creature, and any damage resulting in the fall is divided evenly between them. The impacted creature is also knocked prone unless it is 2 or more sizes larger than the falling creature. So, Whelming Wrath returning to hand, Torque is going to run 20 feet and hopefully drop straight down on top of this guy here.
So Tayland is right above them.
Ooh.
I did specify that. I do not know if this is like a steep.
It's pretty
Cliff?
straight up and down.
Okay,
Pretty
then I am kind of That's gonna be an interesting, interesting set of events.
So we'll say this.
If I
Torque would
jumped
not-
instead, if I did a jump,
So either way, so here's how I'm gonna roll this, because Torque, you would not know that Talon was directly above them until you get to the edge.
You'd know
Taylor
I'm
did just
down.
shout up at me.
Yeah,
to give
you
me
know I'm
inspiration,
down
though.
there, but I don't think you'd know I'm specifically where.
This is what I mean. The positioning wise, I'd say you don't know that he's directly in your line. So as you get to the edge, and you would see that he's down there. So I will get you to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Okay.
As
And you're
you get to
specifically
the
saying
edge.
that I see Tayland.
As soon as you get to the edge and you're going to drop or whatever, you see the tail end is directly in your line of descent. So this is how well you're able to adjust your plan and jump out, or whether you just go right off and
You're gonna
And the
power slam
fact
Tayland into them. It's
That
gonna
I
be
can
awesome.
see Tayland, I can see what
whoa,
I'm trying to
whoa.
avoid, does mean that I get advantage on this because of danger sense, right?
I will give you danger sense on this because
Okay.
less for
Listen.
you and more for Taylor.
I'm gonna get every
Thank
last drop
you,
of blood out of the
Craig.
stone.
This is less like I'm in danger and more like he's in danger.
I am in danger. That's really bad if that happens.
Okay, that's an 18.
Okay. All right. I'll say that's good. That's high enough. As the last moment, like you're kind of in mid stride,
Can
but
you
you're
like
just like cannonball off and you see Talon. It's like
Can you like slide down, which will probably like lessen the fall damage, but maybe like...
this ledge comes out.
I mean,
So
I can
this one does
also-
come out, and then it's like-
okay.
I can also
Okay.
take a running
Yeah.
start and jump so that I'm not completely aligned with Tailend
So the way that
instead
I'm
of just
envisioning
dropping
this,
straight down.
so the way that I'm envisioning this is that Talon is essentially directly over this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Darakul is like one space out. So with that 18, you're able to just give yourself that little kip off of the edge rather than just kind of drop right off of it. You see the Talons there and you jump out just enough so that you could land on Darakul.
I kind of imagine that Willie just lurches
that
back
extra
in midair
5
and
feet,
starts
like,
just flapping
oh.
frantically.
Yeah.
Just scattering
Talon,
feathers
you
everywhere.
just hear like a and then all of a sudden there's like a torque descending above you.
Oh man.
Okay, so
It's
you're just-
raining, man.
So you're plummeting down on Darakul. Is that what we're
Hallelujah.
saying here? So Jack, your Torque is just jumping down on
He's just
Darakul.
dropping.
Oh my god, do I land on both of them if I take up both their spaces?
So
not
you are,
if you want to not avoid me.
yeah. This is what I'm
Okay.
saying. If you
That's
want
the
to not
compromise.
hit Talon, then you're gonna.
If you want to
you're
not
gonna
hit
land,
me, you're gonna have to land with your like.
Okay,
back
so I'll land on the
5 feet.
Darakul.
basically
not
you're
on the
gonna
Uncle
land.
Knight.
You're gonna land like right here.
Okay.
Is what we're
Which is
talking
good.
about.
That seems to be the leader type guy. So
Now
Yeah.
the question is, does the wood support that land?
Well, we're gonna get to that. So
I mean, hey,
this is
if it
60
doesn't,
feet.
then that's more falling damage. for
Listen,
them.
if you're gonna go hard.
Okay, so this is 60 feet. What was that? So he needs to
He has
make
to make a
con-
DC 15 dexterity save.
Okay.
It's gonna suck if he succeeds because that means Torque just takes a bunch of damage.
Mm.
I'm raging.
He
It'll be
succeeds.
halved.
He takes a 20. he gets a 21.
Oh wow.
So he's able
Okay.
to dodge. Is this?
Yeah, I think if they succeed the save, they effectively just step out of the way as the creature slams on the ground next to them.
Yeah. So he just like sidesteps basically, and
Does he do it all cool like in Lord of the Rings, or is he like panicked?
no. This is more of a oh.
Yeah. Oh, gee.
All right. So you're falling 60 feet. So this is going to be 66 fall damage.
Not
Half.
bad.
So 13 fall damage
So I take 13.
because
That's
you are
not the
raging.
worst.
No, that's not too bad. And now so standard wood, I think its AC is usually like 12.
That sounds right.
I think that's yeah. So go ahead and roll me a straight attack roll, just a strength attack roll here, Torque, because you're basically attacking.
Wood is AC 15.
It's 15, okay. So you're basically you're essentially your cannonball attacking this wooden platform at the moment. So
Is this
go ahead and just roll
fragile
me a-
wood or resilient wood?
This is pretty fragile wood.
Okay.
Well, not fragile. It's closer on the fragile end, but yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Even the resilience probably a Torque will probably still.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So I guess this will be a D20 plus 10 for my strength and proficiency bonus then if it's an attack
Yep.
roll.
Yep.
That'll be a 28.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So Torque, you see Darakul look up at you and kind of panic and jump out of the way, and you take the damage from hitting the platform, which doesn't really slow you at all. There's like a brief moment where it's like, but you just keep going through.
It's like
Especially
an
because you are
It's like-
large at the moment, so your girth is quite impressive.
It's like a Looney Tunes cartoon.
So this is another 50 feet.
Mid-fall, can I like throw my hammer at one of them or something?
I'm gonna say probably not.
Okay, so another 6 damage.
Yeah, so another 6 damage, which is like nothing for you. And you're hit right on the floor here, which cracks a little bit underneath you. Scares the crap out of Diane. She manages to keep going. The platform up here completely shatters, which means that both the Umbra Knight and Dowercool are also going to drop because the entire thing
Oh, okay.
just starts
This
to
works.
collapse completely.
We can make this work.
Yeah, so this is on Dowercool. He takes 10 bludgeoning damage.
And he's prone, as am I.
He's prone and dead.
That works.
I mean, yeah. On the plus side, you took him with you. So.
And the Umbral Knight is actually closer to 60 feet. 22. That's going to take him out too. Yeah.
Man, look at the difference. 5d6, 10, 5d6, 12, 66, 22.
I know, right?
Jeez.
So
I still, technically now my turn is not over.
just give me a second here.
Double kill.
Basically,
Sorry, guys.
Running
Just
riot.
that whole section of platform there is gone. That whole thing is just not there anymore.
Well,
It's toast.
I'd say that we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but since there's no longer a bridge to cross.
But Ian's over on Discord on point with the gifts right now.
Yeah, so that's your action. You did have a bonus action.
Oh yeah, I
move.
used the bonus action to just change my elemental damage.
You did, yeah.
I'll use my remaining 20 feet of movement to stand up.
Take some splinters out.
Just brush your shoulder a little bit. Like.
Torque will just kind of, as casually as he can, after doing like a 200-foot drop, just look over his shoulder at Diane and just say, everything's under control.
His body's dropping from the sky. Tortles dropping from the sky.
Jack, I'm sure you already have inspiration, but if you don't, you do now. Because
Oh man,
just picturing that whole thing is just amazing.
this was worth the 3-week wait, I think.
Stagger step for like adjusting for seeing Talon, being like, oh no. And then
Yeah, this is not like a graceful like kipping up or anything either. Like when he stands up, he literally has to like plant his hammer in the ground and like pull himself up it for support.
that was epic. That only Torque could do that and like walk up, stand up, and just be like,
Everything
cool.
is under control.
She just kind of looked like her eyes are just wide and she's still just chanting, but just kind of nods like, okay, as the two like dead ghouls are just laying like flat out beside you.
I mean, what's left of them after the impact?
Oh yeah.
Just as planned.
That was epic. Okay. Well, this one up here by Dinar just got dropped by Torque, and then watched as Torque cannonballed his companions into the ground. So there's that.
Yeah, what's the morale looking like of the enemy here?
Well, they
Gotta
are
roll to demoralize.
they are unyielding servants of Umbra, so they're basically
Yeah, they totally refused to yield when the entire floor gave way beneath them.
yeah.
Falling midair, just
It's more like they're not able to.
Yeah,
They're like, you have a job to do. So
Gravity doesn't yield either.
he's gonna look back up at Dinar, the only one that he really wants to mess with at the moment. He's like, nope, I'm not dealing with that. And he will take his crossbow out to to make a strike at you, Dinar. So that's going to be a 19 to hit.
Shield.
My armor class is currently 14. Shield will
man.
only
Yeah,
match
that's
it.
right. We really got to do something about that.
Yeah, so it'll match. Yep. So that's a hit then.
Wait a minute.
You just do what I did. Play a class and let you cast magic and wear armor at the same time.
Yeah, just retcon everything. No.
Yeah, that's right. Just rewrite the rules. It's fine.
Okay,
yeah.
yes, that will just hit me.
You don't have
Trying to
any
see.
kind of wording or anything, I don't think, yeah.
Yeah, so that's 9 piercing damage.
Unless he picked up silvery barbs and make him reroll.
No.
No.
Okay. And
To be honest, with an
Are
AC of
you-
14, and
you are within 30 feet. So I need you to make a Constitution savings throw, please.
Oh,
there's stuff on that bolt.
Wait a minute. If something says the duration... No, wait. No, never mind. Sorry, that's an action. Oof. That's a 4 plus 3. 7 for my con
Right.
save.
So you watch as a shadowy skull appears over the head of this ghoul, and it points in your direction, and it comes flying out towards you.
Oh, jeez.
Sounds healthy.
And you take 21 points of necrotic damage.
Oh!
That's a nice chunk of your health.
I'm gonna roll some chaos dice if I can to subtract damage taken.
Okay.
I currently have 5. May I roll 3?
Why is that there? Hold on. I don't know why this is showing like that. Yeah, you may roll. Go ahead and roll 3.
Okay. I rolled 2 ones. But I also rolled a 5, so 7 damage is reduced, so it's only 14 damage.
Okay. But you do pull a chaos suffered card.
Chaos
Just
suffered.
one. That's not bad.
Oh boy.
The next attack made against you that would miss hits.
That's great for you.
Yeah.
That's great for you.
And I gotta hold on to that until it's
That's
used, right?
That's exactly
Yep.
what you want.
You hold on to that until it happens. That's
Oh,
right.
jeez.
This is that episode of How I Met Your Mother where Barney's expecting a slap, but he doesn't know when it's going to happen.
Claps giving. Yep.
Oh, man. Well,
As soon as
worth
the
it.
fight ends, Taylor's just going to be like, "Hey, Captain, keep
yeah.
flinching."
Yeah. All right. And he can still move. So let's see. Yeah, he's just moved down the ramp there. Okay. Diane is still going here. She's feeling a little stressed out about everything at the moment.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
Why is she stressed? I said everything's under control.
She's got a new bodyguard. She's warded.
Okay, she's
fine.
good. She continues to concentrate on the ritual.
Imagine if we go through all of this and Owen comes back as like a gnome or something.
Hey, it's a
Entirely
possibility.
possible, right?
Yeah. All right, Flick.
Never do know.
All right. Boy, I really want to get that last guy. He's really far away. Super far away.
What are you talking about? Dinar's got him.
Slowly but surely, I got him.
Eventually.
Okay, so first question for you, Craig. How far can I get with a 30-foot Misty Step?
From where you are, so this platform right beside you is 25 feet above the ground. So you could basically get to it or to like this spot like up here.
All right, why don't you plot me where you think I can go?
Okay, yeah. So I'd say 30 feet, you probably get like right up there because you're 25 feet up and then one over. Yeah.
Move my 30 feet. Movement here. Then I'll see what I'm in range to do. I have nothing that's 90 feet. I can fireball it. No one around? Sure, why not?
I'll
fireball
be right
at
back,
him?
but I'm still listening.
Oh, hang on. I can't fireball if I've already Misty Stepped. However, fireball's got a range of 150 feet, so I don't have to Misty Step. So, revise that. Since I can't get close enough to do anything, I will just from down here look up. It's like, there you are. Boom. And just see this little red bead just sort of
Just go straight up.
straight up. And
He's going to fail that save.
Wow.
oh,
fail.
well, let's see what he sucks down then. It's
So he's gonna take full
19 fire
damage.
damage. That's not a good roll. A lot
I
of
think
ones in
he's-
that
I
one.
think he's still dead though.
Yeah.
That's full dead. Given the angle of your attack, you are going to hit this general area of platform here, which is full on wood. Where they were before, I think when you hit them, they were more on stone. So this is yeah.
Oh.
I think we're looking at a bit of fire going on here. So he's dead. And this area of platform is now has ignited and is burning.
Okay. I can
Devin, I
deal
think
with
you're
that.
muted.
Fire! I have a thing for that.
I have a thing
Yeah.
for that too.
Oh, yeah. So we've got a burning platform. So this platform's on fire. This one's gone.
I step away for 5 seconds in this one.
Well, that's what happens when you leave, Dinar and Flick unattended. Fire.
We murder stuff with fire. Yes.
It's only a little fire. Come on. It's a babies.
Is that it for?
I'll saunter
Sure
back
hope so.
towards Diane, give her a reassuring. See, under control.
Under control. Under control.
Okay. So two things. Dinar, can I get you to give me a perception check, please? And also, Torque and Flick, give me perception checks, please.
That's
Perception.
happening at the top and bottom, but not in the middle.
Perception.
Don't mind me.
Ooh,
Just floating.
I
that's
rolled.
really good.
I rolled a total of 10. My passive is 11.
I
Okay.
got a 21.
25.
Glad you guys are paying attention.
Okay.
Listen, I had a really bad experience once with a character that did not invest in perception. So every character I've made ever since has always made sure to take proficiency in perception.
All right. So Dinar is a little
Never
bit
again.
distracted
By the fire.
by the fire. Flick, your ears pick up some interesting sounds coming from this opening, kind of in the bottom of the wall here, and with that indication of Flick kind of perking up and looking at Torque, you catch it as well, and you can see kind of streaming through this hole. There's kind of like reaching black vines that are just kind of like starting to just creep out around the edges, and you can kind of hear like a crackling growth sort of sound of something either moving or expanding or something going on down in that cavity. And Flick, from where you are, you can see there's no light beyond, but it looks like there's sort of natural caverns on the other side of this shaft that go kind of underneath where the lake would be. And you can feel a bit of a misty, cool breeze kind of coming from that area. So it looks like it goes down into some natural caves. And something is stirring within.
Is something below us, you said?
It's not below. It's like off to the side. So you guys are at the bottom of the shaft.
Right there?
And there's this, and there's this
there's
hole
something coming
in the
out of
wall
here.
there. And there's a couple steps that go down a little bit, like maybe 3 or 4 feet. And then it's like some sort of cave opening on like natural cavern beyond. So Dinar,
At least it's not tentacles.
all right, so we're top of the round. Dinar.
So I'm familiar with Fireball. I know that what Flick has just lit on fire is a real fire and it's going to spread. Yeah?
Yes, as long as there's something to burn, which there's a lot of wood.
I like that line of thought. I'm familiar with Fireball, so I know fire.
I'm somewhat of an expert.
And that's a fire.
I too am somewhat of an expert.
And you know what happens when fire shows up? It spreads and creates more fire. I know.
Well,
this.
just
They do
I
say
know the
that
difference
pain is
between
the best
magical
teacher.
fire and real fire.
Fair distinction to make. I'm with you on this.
All right. 8 feet long. Okay, so Dinar is going to get down to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. And then am I within 30 feet here? No, I'm not. Oh, shoot. Can I
30
take
feet
that?
is not as long as you think it is.
No, it's really not. You're within 30 feet of one of the squares that it touches.
Yes. But I can only reach 30 feet with my decanter of endless water that shoots a geyser 30 feet long and 1 foot wide.
So you can't use pass because you can't get at the source of it. So
Yeah.
you can't aim at the bottom.
Shoot. And it's an action to do that.
One.
That's not good.
Is there something else that I can do to the flame?
Wait, you
How much
don't
have you
have. I
had?
thought
How much have you had to
this.
drink lately? Of anything?
Not a lot. What were you asking, Devin?
I thought you had a thing for this.
I do. My thing only reaches 30 feet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, that's the problem. I have a decanter
Well,
of endless water that doesn't require spell slots.
Wouldn't it be great if currently in your party you had someone who can snap their fingers and conjure like 12 gallons of water?
Well, yeah, but it's my turn, so now I got to do something, and I don't know what's going on at the bottom of the hole yet because I'm at the top of the hole. Let's see.
My whole thing is conjuring water, man. I can deal with it.
Wait a minute. Okay, so I've moved.
And if that doesn't work, I can conjure wind, which historically also puts out fire.
True.
I feel like this was a problem with our last encounter as well.
Well, yeah, when we were inside that, I don't think it was our last.
To be fair,
inside
that
that
was
lab.
a chemical fire. Things work a little differently with chemical fire.
This
That
was
was a
just
chemical.
fire.
That was
That
a
was
chemical
a-
It's like-
magical fire.
Yeah. It's like when you have fire on your bacon, you don't put water on it.
No.
That was like
You
that was
do
like a
not do.
chemical, electrical, magical fire.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
There was a lot going on there.
There's the difference between, a candle that's gone a little out of control and like the power of the sun concentrated in the palm of your hand.
All right, so Dinar, what are you doing?
That's a fantastic question. I can't reach that. So
So
I think, yeah, Dinar will just go to there.
Don't you have tidal wave?
Not currently active. Yes, I do.
Oh.
It's
Okay.
not. It's not.
I won't
prepared,
complain
yeah.
about that because that's kind of my thing. So
Well, yeah, and that's why I stopped taking water-based stuff.
that's fair. Do you have like any thunder type things you could try?
No. Best I could
If
do.
you just separate the wood, that at least should stop the flames from spreading.
Okay, so let me ask you this, Greg. Could I cast Magic Missile and select two steps either side of the flame so that the fire can't go any further, or maybe the fire collapses? Well, then it collapses on top of you guys. Maybe I should just shut up and just hold an action. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't know what's going on, so Dinar is going to hold his decanter ready to do something with it if the fire gets close enough to use. I don't know what else to do.
Understood.
Yep, that's my turn.
Okay. Talent, you hear the kaboom and see that the thing up here is on fire.
Oh no, fire! Whatever shall I do?
Oh no.
How far away is it from me? It's like 50 feet directly. I'm 30 feet above the 60-foot mark, so I'm 90 feet up. So I feel like it's not that. It is probably only like 50 to 60 feet away from me. Right? Because I'm 90 feet up. It's around 100. It's a little under 100 feet up. It's like
what's your
like,
range?
It's like 90 feet up. Well, I'm just trying to figure out how far away it is first, because I'm thinking it's like it pretty much is 50 feet. Because I gotta be roughly level.
Oh yeah,
with where it's happening.
If you're 90
I'm
feet
like
up,
90 feet up, right?
Yeah, it's probably around. Yeah, sure.
Okay, because I'm gonna need to get a bit closer, but just so I understand the details. I'm going to get Willie to fly me as far as he can, which is 30 feet, which should put me 20-ish, 25 feet away, which is good. And I am gonna go for broke here. Let's just conjure 10 gallons of water on top of the fire. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Salt on my tongue from the spray of the sea.
Yeah, that'll do it. It's not like this fireball here isn't exactly representative of, like, it's flaming. It's not like, an inferno. So I'd say 10 gallons does it. Yeah.
Perfect.
What I am
Toss
going
him in the
to
drink and watch him sink where dead men lay their bones.
What I am going to show is that
it's now compromised.
This area, it's weakened.
I'm getting a little worried about these places being weakened or damaged.
So I'll show this
seems
a
to be
little
a lot
bit.
of emphasis on
No more cannonballs.
And then I'm gonna look over at Dinar with like the most patronizing of faces.
A withering glare.
A withering glare.
As I'm sitting there with my decanter.
And just gesture to the put out fire, gesture to myself, and then again with emphasis.
Hey,
what do you think this is?
He's the first responder. I mean, gotta be ready.
I didn't know where you were.
Right.
You were beneath me.
Are you still
That
poisoned?
is true. He wouldn't have seen you. No, the poison's gone. It was only for one round.
Okay.
Or one turn, yeah.
Cool.
It's true. You were below him, so he did technically.
Yeah. I'm giving him a hard time.
Of course. I'd expect nothing less.
I've got. I guess I could have had Willie dash, but I don't. I think I'm gonna hang out here for now. I feel safe in the air, in the middle of this huge chasm, because I'm not super sure what's going on yet. I can still see the ritual below me. I can see Dinar above me. I'm gonna hang out here, I think, for the time being.
I'd say, given your perception as well, your passive perception,
it is quite nice.
Looking down, you'd be able to see that Flick and Torque are both kind of looking over at that hole on guard, like something has caught their attention. I'd say that's easy enough for you to gather that they're not at ease. They're like actively on watch there. So that'd be enough to let you know that things are still afoot.
Okay.
Because your passive is like something stupid, right? So
yeah, it is. It is pretty stupid. I don't really have a fast way down other than killing myself.
Other than
So,
Torque's way. Torque's method is not for everyone.
The express elevator.
yeah, gravity. So I think, I think I'm gonna just hold on where I'm gonna stick with where I am, but be wary of that location. Kind of
Sure.
keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna give orders for Willie to start the descent.
Gotcha.
On the next turn.
Sounds good.
Because
All right.
realistically, that would be how the action economy would go in that order. So
Sounds good. Torque. So you can see that there are these kind of blackened vines, tendrils, just starting to creep out the edge of this cavernous
Okay.
opening and just kind of.
There's no consequences to me crossing the magic circle right now. That won't disrupt the ritual or anything, is there?
No, Flick has been in and out of it a few times. So.
Okay. Torque will dash over here.
Okay.
And stand at the ready. Hopefully
Okay.
something attacks him so he doesn't have to burn another use of rage, but
Okay. Looking in through the hole, you see that the vines precede a entity you're not really sure what to make of. It seems at once natural and almost kind of attached to the vines and growing from it, but there's also somewhat of a animated construct feel to it, as there's this hulking suit of armor with thorns protruding off of like everywhere. The blade in its hand has this wispy smoke kind of coming off of it. Dark purple glow under the helmet, the which you can't see any face, and there's just these vines kind of all over it. And it's very slowly just like walking forwards now. And as you kind of come into view, it kind of stoops down and looks a little bit, and you see its eyes kind of lock on you, and it tightens its grip on its sword, and you just hear a
uh-oh.
What has Diane walked us into?
Did that sound like a personal grunt or just a violent grunt?
just more of a.
Are you asking if it has any sort of beef with me specifically?
Yeah.
More just a grunt of determination, like
Okay.
a foe.
All right.
A target.
What ho? Death approaches.
Yeah. So that's you dashed.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything I can do with a bonus action. Okay. Well,
you could change your element or anything like that if you wanted to. Or
I mean, it's lightning currently. I don't have anything
Lightning's
telling me
pretty
that
good.
lightning won't be effective.
Okay.
I mean, if it was a giant creature wreathed in lightning coming down at you, maybe you might want to.
Then then usually that's a good indication that.
Although with thorns and stuff, I almost wonder if fire is not a bad choice.
I feel like the addition of more fire to this encounter might be problematic.
I can just put it out. It's fine.
I just got the fire.
He's got to use the fire.
Yeah. All right. So is that it for Torque then?
Maybe I'll change it to thunder.
Okay.
Interesting.
So the crackling electricity stops, and there's just sort of this like thrum emanating from the hammer, almost as if it's like vibrating slightly.
Cool. Perfect pitch in key of A as well. Awesome. Tuning.
I imagine with the acoustics in the shaft, it would be more of like an ominous rumble. Which
Sounds
I
like a
hope
lightsaber
also
being ignited in a
signals
dark
to
tunnel.
everyone upstairs that something's going on.
A flat diminished.
That's right.
There we go. All right. Diane is still concentrating. she's unaware of the new threat, so she's not stirred by it. She's simply reattuned her focus. Flick, you, as this thing has approached and definitely as it's made itself known to Torque, peering through, I'd say you can kind of just make out. You don't see exactly what it is as much as Torque does, but you can see that there is something rather large that is
There's a critter.
definitely moving in there with purpose.
A critter.
All right. How big is the opening? Like, is Torque basically plugging up the entire hole, or what's the?
Yeah, it's about it's between 5 and 10 feet. So like Torque could fit through as he is with a bit of a squeeze. You could fit through easily, and then it's probably about like wide, like 5 feet, and then it like narrows as it goes up. So for you, it'd be no problem. Torque is taking up a good amount of space in the opening.
How about this big fella on the other side?
You have no idea. I'd say you don't get a full scope of the size
I guess the other
or
question
nature
is
of this,
how,
so I don't think you'd be able to tell.
how sturdy is the opening? Does it look like something that
Hmm.
I could encourage Torque to collapse and just
Do
let
we
this guy in?
Give me a perception check. Actually, give me perception or nature. I'd say either one because nature would kind of fit with the
Perception
or
is-
survival. Either way.
Too bad you're not a dwarf.
There's a 20 perception.
Okay.
Wow.
So it's not exactly stone. It looks almost more like petrified bark, like petrified wood.
Interesting.
And so it
Definitely
does
more fire.
look like it could be
Definitely more fire.
widened or possibly collapsed, but widening it would be easy for Torque and probably not too much of a challenge for this thing on the other side. It's
Right.
not solid
And-
stone. It's more malleable, more breakable, more fragile.
Right. If it's brittle enough for us to break down, it's easy enough for a big guy to
Yeah,
slash through.
I'd say that's what you get. Yeah.
All right. In that case, I will.
So sorry on that. I'd say that with that seeing this hole here, you kind of get a better understanding of this shaft that almost seems more like a hollowed out, like gigantic trunk, rather than something like a stone carved. It's almost more like a petrified tree of tremendous proportions that's hollow.
Neat. All right. I mean, this thing looks like it means us harm. It's got icky little tentacles coming out, so I'll just move up. I will. On your left, big guy, and thorn whip coming through.
Thorn whip.
13 is not gonna hit.
13 is not going to hit. Nope.
Oh well, that was fun. Yep. Do your worst.
Okay.
We've got any frontal cone attacks. Now's the time to use them. Now that I've lined up nicely for you.
Yeah. All right. Torque, this entity kind of steps forward, and with one hand, it does kind of grab part of the side of the opening. You see it just kind of like crunch and break under its grasp as it just pulls some of it back enough so that with its other hand, it just like stabs this massive serrated sword through the opening towards you.
It's got Dark Souls animations.
Oh no.
All right, dodge roll.
You didn't use reckless last turn, so yeah. Okay, so so that's a 17 to hit.
That will miss.
Okay. And it follows up with it
See.
stabs and you miss, and then it's going
Glances
to
off my shell.
follow up with the second swipe with it. That's a crit.
Oh, that will hit though.
Ooh,
Ouch.
ooh, ooh. I'm within
I
range.
think that's the most will hit it possibly could be.
I'm in range to silvery barbs that though.
Ooh.
How are you
he's
on
within
spell
60
slots?
feet, and I can see him. I have silvery barbs as a reaction.
Okay.
How are you doing
That's
for
a
spell slots?
reroll. Well, give Torque some advantage, not the demon.
Oh.
Hey, not a
So
crit.
25.
Not a crit.
Not a crit.
not a crit.
So yeah, that's
Yep.
that's key.
Great
So
use of silvery barbs. Yep.
that's a good thing there. Yeah. All right. So that is going to be 25 points. Oh, no, sorry, it's 13 slashing damage.
So
and then
round that up to 7.
Yes. Yeah. And then I need you to make a con save, please.
Okay.
If you want, you can have advantage on this of silvery barbs. Next attack.
I'll take it.
roll,
I'll take
ability check, or
advantage
saving
on the
throw.
save.
Yeah, I don't think he gets a choice. I think it is.
Oh yeah.
That was just on my next
It is
roll.
the
It's just
next-
on your next roll.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you could choose it, the spell would be a little higher level, I think.
Well,
Dirty 20.
Okay.
Yep. That's good. All right.
I mean, Torque making a con save is at least fairly reliable.
So we'll say it this way: that you managed to pull back just enough that the full serrated thorns basically on this blade don't dig in as far as they could have, but it does give you a good gash. But that close encounter gives you an idea of what this weapon is capable of. That getting a good hit by that is going to be pretty nasty.
Mm.
And it's just going to stand put right there. Torque, one thing that you definitely notice about this entity, being in very close proximity to it, the makeup of its armor, which it's hard to tell at first because of the thorns and the kind of the shadowy wisps that are all around it, but it looks to be of similar or identical material to Flick's shield. Seems to have axiom armor.
I wonder if
Cool.
anything will come of that.
get
I
a
mean,
matching set.
Oh, God.
About damn time.
So, at the top of the round, Dinar, your attention is focused on this fire, rushing to put it out, and then kind of Talon beats you to the punch there. And so as you kind of stand there, you got your decanter kind of there and ready. You do manage to hear kind of just off to the side, your peripherals. You're on edge enough to kind of turn, and you see as the shadows in the wall here kind of part a little bit.
Oh no.
And you understand now how these ghouls got in without your critters up above seeing, because they did not come from above. They are coming through the stuff of shadows itself, Umbra being the god of death and shadows.
They're in the walls.
And you see one kind of step out and give a look around and fixes its gaze on you. And so we're going to add this one to
Oh crap.
the initiative
That's
Where
fine.
is
It's
he?
just,
Where is he?
it's just one.
out of 14. All right.
What you need to do is get on this side of the weak spot.
So it is
Beat 'em
your
all.
turn, however. So you turn around just in time to see it popping through.
Okay, so do I try to negate their ability to pop through the shadows with some dancing lights, or do I just waste this sucker with a high level magic missile?
Oh, that's a good point.
So there's this
Let the
major
fire
platform
going.
here. Should let the fire going. Yeah. It'd probably take too much time for me to look around and see what other points they might be coming out of.
Do you have Wall of Light?
Not prepared. I wasn't we came
Okay.
into this town. I wasn't expecting to fight this much.
No, that's fair.
So I'm prepared for roleplay with a little fighting on the side.
What have we learned?
What? Always prepare whatever Talon thinks Dinar should prepare.
Don't trust the DM. That's
Exactly. Just always have
Never.
the spells that I think you need right when you need them.
Never trust Craig.
And also never trust the DM. But that's just a general rule.
All right. Dinar does not have the ability to handle more than one, so he's going to try to prevent more from coming.
I was going to say, it's a good thing there's only one.
Yeah. So Dinar is going to pull out a bit of phosphorus. No, he's going to pull out a glowworm, because why on earth would he have phosphorus? Why would he have a glowworm? He's going to pull out a glowworm, and he's going to utter some arcane words, and he's going to throw up into the air 4 torch-sized lights. And they can go up to 120 feet. Do they have to stay together? Ooh, I could combine
What spell is this?
Dancing lights.
This is a very
A
good
light
use
must
of
be
that
within
spell, I would
20
say.
feet of another light created by this spell.
Yeah, so you can't like scatter them, but you can.
Okay, I can't scatter them.
You can spread them. You can spread them out a little bit.
Okay, and it actually gives me the ability. You can combine all 4 lights into one glowing, vaguely humanoid form of medium size, which sheds.
I gave you
10...
4 lights. You have control over them.
Oh, sweet. Let's just do this then. Let's just go 1, 2, 3, and is there already light up here though?
Yep.
But this one came out of the shadows?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then I'm going to focus on shadows that I see. And I'm going to throw... Oh, but I can't go that far away from each other. They have to stay within...
20 feet of each other.
20 feet of each other. Okay, so let me just see what... Okay, so... If I throw another one there... Oh, wait, but they all have to be within 20 feet of one another. Why is this game so hard to play? I'm just going to do
basically,
that.
basically, you've got like a... Think of it like there's a focal point that...
They all have to stay within 20 feet of it, yeah.
Yeah, like they're kind of in that.
I mean, you're playing a wizard, which is playing this game on hard mode. So
I know. Mistakes were made.
What's the light radius those give off?
So that's what I'm not
40
sure, because when you
feet?
combine it, the entity sheds a 10-foot radius, but when it's not combined, so 4 torch-sized lights, so whatever a torch would be.
which is
15.
40. Is
Or
it 15
40.
or?
It's
or
Whichever form you choose, each light's
torches 20
shed.
dim, 20 bright.
yeah, 2020. Yeah.
End of the second paragraph, or first paragraph. Whichever form you choose, each light sheds dim light in a 10-foot radius.
Oh, sorry, I was misreading that then. I thought that was if you join them together. Cool. Yeah. So 10 foot each.
Of dim.
Of dim.
And a light must be within 20 feet of another light created by this spell. So you can make a chain.
Oh. Yes, I need to read my spells better. Sorry, guys.
It's okay.
Let's...
That's rereading it just to make sure we're getting it right.
So let's just do this
Why we
then.
have Ian.
Yep. I will go like this in a straight line. Just to try to illuminate this area.
All right. Backyard patio light chain.
Something like that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tiki torches.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. Sounds good. So you've thrown up some dancing lights, and what else?
I think I will yell down to Tayland. We got more coming out of the shadows up here.
Of
And
course
then-
you do.
Dinar will... man, that area is going to be compromised, so let's... I'm just going to back away so it can't get to me maybe in one turn. So 5, 10, 15, 20... Right to there. 25. I'll get there, and that'll be my turn.
I would love for you to be able to get to here without breaking it. So they can fall. That would be awesome.
Oh, so they could... Yes, that would be amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Tayland.
Okay, can I see the Umbral Knight from my 90 feet? Because he's technically 100 feet up. So
Yes.
I'm guessing
Yeah.
I can
Because
just
you're
kind of see
out
him.
and up, you would see him. Yeah.
So he is 55 feet away from me. We've determined that we fought these guys. This looks very similar to the guys we saw before,
Identical.
and they were melee attackers, right?
And crossbow, and
They did have crossbows. That's right. Yeah.
and the
Okay.
one that attacked Dinar with some shadowy.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
Mouse-
So those are all the
nonsense,
same
so-
type of guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was Darkul, who seemed to be their commander. The rest of these all seem to be kind of rank and file ghoul knights.
Oh man, I'm running out of spells. Oh.
Umbra's foot soldiers, basically.
Yeah.
Shock troops.
They are coming out of the darkness, meaning they probably have some kind of dark vision and stuff too.
I mean, when you serve the god of undeath and shadows,
I mean, yeah,
probably,
makes sense. I can't cast any concentration spells, or I will plummet. So let's not do that. So I can go for straight damage.
I'm assuming you're stopping Willie from descending then.
As
well.
Yeah, let's hold up that order at this point. This is part of the reason why I didn't commit to it. Do we want to try and
I get you.
Knock him prone, which will slow him down a little bit, or I mean, because he's got ranged attacks. So, man, I am lacking in the single targets. It is a problem. Let's they're reasonably sturdy. Let's jeez. I guess I'll throw a spell at him. I shall conjure forth. Are there any more shadows at the top, or are there shadows only now in the middle of the ravine here?
So along there's shadows kind of way up in the wall and stuff up here. As far as along the paths, there's a bit of shadow up toward the top still. That's pretty much, and then there's quite a bit of shadow kind of off the sides at the bottom, but those are a bit higher up on the wall. So really, that does seem to be the only spot, which makes sense because that is where they came. The first ones you saw were on this platform, so that seems to have been this location. There's a reason why they're showing up here, because that's really the only spot they can kind of step out of shadow onto a surface.
There aren't a lot of spots now that are wreathed in shadow at this point.
Correct.
Okay, so we're just going to have to kind of deal with them as they come, I guess. I'm going to assume they're undead, so they're probably...
Well, yeah, they're ghouls. You can...
Yeah, okay.
They're not just ugly people.
I'm going to try... Oh, man. I don't want to use these spells, but I guess I got to use something. So let's get him to make a wisdom save.
Sure. That's a 20.
That is a 20. He will be taking half damage, and nothing else will be occurring to him. That is unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it's a drop in the well.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, it's. I mean, I'm only, yeah.
It's a drop in the petrified tree shaft.
5 psychic damage.
Oh man.
Okay.
Oh,
well, it's not immune to psychic, so there you go.
Shapes in the shadows want to swallow us whole. The roar of the kraken tries to pull us below. So it's heave ho, to the locker we'll go, where dead men lay their bones. Dinar! You can have some bardic inspiration.
Ooh, that would be great. That's D8 now?
Yeah.
Nice.
I have a song for this.
Apparently.
All right, Torque. That's it for me, I guess. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Nothing fancy about it. I'm just gonna have to start taking some bites out of this guy. So it's reckless attack, great weapon master, variety hour. Here we go with the first attack. Oh, hang on. Why can't I move my character sheet?
That's a 19?
One moment. I seem to have accidentally clicked and dragged my sheet in a way that I can no longer move it. Okay.
Oh, weird.
Curious.
So it's a 19 to hit?
19 does not hit.
Oh wow.
What if I add
he's wearing a lot of
inspiration?
armor. You do have that inspiration.
Oh yeah.
Which is a D8.
It's D8.
D8, yeah.
Use it.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
But a 27 hit?
Yeah.
I sure as hell hope so.
That's better.
Yeah, this is 5e.
Yeah. The highest armor class in the game on a creature is 25. So
24. It's 28 bludgeoning damage initially. Is this undead?
It is undead, yes.
Ooh.
Okay, so another D12.
And you're using Bone Grass, your attacks are magical. Okay.
So from 24 to 35
Nice.
bludgeoning damage, plus an additional 4 thunder.
Oh, that barely
First hit.
moved. Oh man.
Yeah, he's got a big health bar. Like I said, he's a Dark Souls boss.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's not about how many times you hit him, it's about how many times he hits you.
Yep.
Second attack. Oh.
Oh.
That is not going to hit.
jeez.
You find his
Okay.
armor very hard to penetrate, and to get through all the thorns and everything else. It's hard to land hard to know where to hit.
Well, I'm certainly not going to move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta block the exit.
Noted.
I think Torque will just sort of duck down in case Flick wants to climb up on his back for a better vantage point for whatever he wants to do.
Okay. All right, that brings us to the Umbra Knight at the top of the shaft. He casts Bark, apparently.
We
Oh,
are in
no.
a tree. We are in a tree trunk.
He doesn't
Uh,
also
I was
fight
gonna say that has context. What's he gonna do?
All right, so he is going to pull out his crossbow at Dinar as he pops out and sees you there. And that's an exact hit
uh,
because you're weak.
I am weak. I
I
am well, yeah, I could, but I'm afraid that we're gonna need all the spell slots I got.
It's never a
yeah,
waste.
no,
Taking
okay.
damage is just never worth it.
All right, yeah,
Use the spell slots if you're dead.
I
Yeah.
will shield and put myself up to 19. So shield.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Um,
but my chaos.
Oh, that's
It
right.
means this one will
Does that
hit
mean that it'll
regardless.
still hit
that
anyways?
is right. Yep, it will. Even if
So
you shield it.
might as well save the spell slot.
That is
No.
true.
Well, no, I might as well
No,
spend it
no,
because
no.
it's just a crossbow.
Oh, because then that'll use up the. Yeah, you're
That's right. Because it's only if it would
Devin's
miss
right.
that it would hit.
Yeah.
So right now
That's
it's
right.
going to hit you. But if you use the shield spell, it'll still hit you, but at least your chaos is
and then
suffered.
and that takes care of that card. So
Yeah.
okay. So you use your shields, but it's going to hit anyway. So we'll take that. That nixes that card though. And that will be a paltry 3 points of piercing damage.
I think that was a smart play. Yep.
So we'll say that you throw your shield up, and your shield actually manages to like slow it just enough. It kind of like just gets through and like just throws off and just to flavor it a little bit here, and it still manages to kind of nick you a little bit.
It's okay. I'm still above half.
And he's going to use his hungering strike as well. So I need you to, give me a con save as that same shadowy skull kind of
Oh man.
forms and he points and
Forgot
throws it
about
towards you.
Let's see. This dice hasn't screwed me yet tonight.
You do
This is
have
a
Bardic
recharge, so
Inspiration.
it's almost a one and done for these guys.
Okay,
Unless they
so that's
recharge
what'd you say it was con?
Con save.
So that's an 11. Does the 11 fail?
Yes.
I will use my bardic inspiration for another 6. So
That succeeds.
okay.
So
Thank
you
you.
do take half damage. So instead of 21 necrotic, you take 10 points of necrotic damage.
Oh. Ooh. I'm getting roasted up here.
That is unfortunate.
Okay, it's all right. It's all right.
Oh, actually, it's a step forward, which he would have done anyways. He's probably going to come down to there. And then he casts. Okay, that is it for him. Diane now sees that there is a thing. So can she trigger this without breaking her concentration? That's what I need to figure out. I think she can. So she's in mid chant and she kind of sees this entity kind of coming through here, gets a glimpse of it. Flick, well, if you were watching, you would see she has a ring on her finger that she just kind of gives a bit of a twist, kind of as she's in mid casting, and she just gives this ring a little bit of a twist, and you see a form appear behind her.
Ooh.
As she summons a spectral guardian.
Sweet.
Which will defend her, so it can't attack. It's not going to join the attack, but basically she's bringing some defense to aid her as you guys have now moved against this thing, and it'll kind of move and stand.
Cool. We'll take that.
Beside her there.
Yep, now we can focus on the creatures.
So essentially any creature that comes within range to attack her, the spectral guardian can essentially intercept and will attack it. So it will defend. Basically, it can't block its attack, but it has a couple abilities. It'll intercede on her behalf.
Sweet.
Okay, Flick.
All right. I have more questions. I always have questions. Can I see behind it, or can I? As basically, what I can see is what I can see.
What you can see is what you can see. You can see behind. There's no light coming from behind. I say what you managed to glimpse is that there's just like cavernous walls that just kind of seem to be going off in the distance. So there's just some kind of natural tunnel. Where it goes or how deep it is.
But it's basically coming out of darkness, so I couldn't say Misty Step behind it.
Yeah, there's nothing, and it's given its size, and there is that kind of gloom that's coming off of it as well. Your view is very heavily obscured. You wouldn't be able to see what the ground behind it is, what you'd be stepping into. Yeah.
All right. So next question: from this square, I can't reach it. Right? It's still 15 feet away.
Like I said, you can climb up on my back.
If you're from there, it is 15 feet. If Torque is like down and he's giving you a step up, like because of your size and his, I'm more than okay with you climbing on his back. Like,
so I could get basically into his space and stand here to attack.
I think so. Like,
all right.
He's got a rugged shell that's basically got steps on it, and you're small.
All right, so here's what's going to happen then.
Again, for flavor, I'm totally okay with that because it's cool.
So, Flick is going to... Torque feels the whip wrap around your ankle, and Flick sort of pulls himself between your legs and baseball slides, hips up, and he's going to whip twice and then back off. So it's going to be awesome. And he's going to miss both attacks, and it's going to be just awful. So the first one's going
You're
to
just kind of swinging around these two giants clashing like some sort of little spider monkey.
Yeah, exactly.
You're basically Spider-Man at the airport in Berlin right now.
Oh.
Yep. All right, so this is...
in the Civil War fight.
First one will be Booming Blade, because
Ooh.
Thank you.
Hey, there
Nice
you
roll.
go.
Nice roll.
I will throw my Fury of the Small into that. I will dump Booming Blade on that. Anything else that I need to tick? I don't think so. All right, here we go. Damage. All right, so that's only 31.
Only 31. Ooh, that's a good chunk.
Well, they can't all be winners.
Yeah.
That's a good chunk.
And he is now booming. If he moves, he is going to take additional damage.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack is a 20 to hit.
20 does not hit.
Okay, we're now establishing where the
Wow.
hit with the.
He's got
with the good
his armor is like it's. From your shield what your shield is made out of, and you see that he's wearing a full suit of armor of that. It's like, yeah, okay.
And then basically, I'm going to sort of flashed out, made 2 attacks, and then just sort of roll backwards and go right back to where I started.
Cool, a little bit of panache there. So we're going.
Yeah, exactly. Learning from Slippery Phil,
Slippery flick.
I don't like that.
And otherwise, I think my turn is done. Yeah, that's it. We're good.
Okay. That is his turn. All right. Well, he is going to. He takes his hand off of the wall that he's kind of broken open, and you see him raise a fist, kind of calling out to the ground, and you see him like almost like kind of summoning up and out of the ground beneath you, these dark twisted tendrils and thorny vines start to break through the surface, and he is going to summon.
He doesn't need to do that.
Oh.
He's already right here. You just need more of him. He doesn't need
This-
more guys.
Oh, what the
Oh,
hey?
what?
Hey, is this a spell or is this just a thing that he does?
This is just a thing that he does.
All right, so I can't counterspell it.
No, it is not a. It is an ability. It is not a spell.
Roger.
It is basically an extension of him. So he summons his null patch as these dark, thorny tendrils just seep out of the ground. So the ground within its space is now considered difficult terrain, and a creature that starts its turn or enters its terrain must make a DC 18 strength saving throw or be restrained by the plants. And restrained creatures take damage. So you guys are, both of you feel these thorns start to just like come up and start to grasp around
Hang
your
on,
legs.
Start my turn and blow the save. I'm restrained and take damage, or restrained and then take damage later.
You take damage afterwards. So yeah, like you get restrained, and then if you're still if you're start your turn being restrained by it, then you start to take damage. So the first time
I was in the circle too, so we're cooked.
Yeah, so the first time is it restrains you if you fail your save, and then after you are restrained, if you're still stuck in it, you'll start to take damage from it as basically they start to sink into you. So it is going to summon that forth, and Torque, it is going to make another Seraphorn Blade attack at you. That's a 15 to hit.
Reroll that because he does have advantage.
That is right. Yeah,
oh, 25 hits.
So that's a 25 to hit. So that's 14 slashing down to 7, and I need to make another con save, please.
Okie dokie.
This fight just got serious, man.
Ooh, 27.
Nice. Okay, good. So you do not.
That almost rolled a 3.
You do not take bleeding. Sorry, I didn't mean to ping everybody there. So you're not. Your wounds are not infected. Okay, and it is going to step one step closer to you.
Sweet deal. I will
Torque
roll
as
some
it just
thunder
starts to
damage.
move in.
Yeah, Ian brings up a point. He will take the booming blade damage in that case.
Yep.
8 thunder damage, sucker.
As he just starts to like break, like just force himself through the opening, not even pulling it open now. He just like petrified wood just breaks as he steps through. And as we come to the top of the round, let's take a break
Okie dokie.
at the top of the round. So we
Oh,
will take a short break, and we will be right back to see what transpires. So. All right. Top of the round. Dinar. You've got Umbral Knight coming in at you. You hear some interesting things happening down below. You can see this entity now has started to break through the side of the wall that Torque is fighting, and you see the thorns starting to cover the floor below.
Okay. Already used the bardic. Concentrating on the dancing lights. I got to keep that in mind. I have to reserve higher level spell slots because stuff.
Yes,
You don't have to.
because stuff.
Well,
Burn this guy down fast. You can join us.
Yeah.
well, that's what I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna try to do. So, Dinar's looking over the edge. I'm assuming those vines or whatever coming up the ground, there was at least a solid rumble that would indicate, hey, crap's happening down there?
Yeah.
Okay. So Dinar's gonna look over the edge, see a whole mess of crap at the bottom. Realize we have to get down there. So he is going to stop messing around. He's going to cast a 4th level. That's the best I can do right now, without burning those.
Feel that.
Gonna cast a 4th level magic missile. Utter some arcane words and throw out. What would that be? 6 little floating orange. I think they were orange. It's been too long. Little floating magic ships. Boom! Straight at the same guy. So that is 64s. Oh, there's way too many ones. Oh, like 4 ones. Oh, that's terrible.
Hey, any like even 1 is too many ones. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Death by 1,000 cuts.
Oh, that's what it's
Just
gonna have
chipping
to
away.
be. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 2 is 6. Plus 4 is 10. Plus 6, so 16 force damage. Oh, that's terrible.
That's more than 0, so.
More than 0. And Dinar, not wanting to sound like a broken record, is going to look over the side at Tayland. Tayland, I'll deal with this guy. They need help.
You sure?
Yeah,
You got this?
I got this. Get down there.
I feel like he should have looked more hurt with that spell you threw at him.
Get down there.
All right, is that it for Dinar? Are you moving at all, or?
If there's a stone nearby, Dinar's going to chuck it at Tayland.
You could probably find one. Yeah.
Just
Go
a
ahead
little
and make
pebble. Just chuck it at him. Get out of here.
Okay, go ahead and make an improvised attack. No.
Friendly fire! Friendly fire!
Hit Willie. Willie loses his grip. Nope.
Wilhelm.
All right.
He's got feather fall. He'll
Wilhelm.
be fine.
Wilhelm.
No, I don't.
We're going to rename the bird Wilhelm.
Oh, never mind then.
I'd like to have feather
I'm
fall.
sure
I just,
Diane will
you know.
catch you.
Okay.
No,
Or
I just...
catch me with your shell.
All right, Taylan.
I guess I will follow the captain's orders.
Yes, yeah.
I'm 90 feet in the air.
Mm-hmm.
If I have Willie descend the full 60 feet by dashing, that gives me a 30-foot above the overall battlefield. But I still won't be able to see what's coming out of that tunnel, right?
You will, because it is now breached. Like, it has ripped part of the wall open and is breaching through. So
Okay.
you can see enough of it that, like, there's a big, dark, angry, undead, armored
Okay.
giant.
So if I just put myself, like, I don't know, here, does that...
They're very opposite of the friendly green giant.
Because this is just one giant thing, right? So if I like sail down the side, that would bring me here, which puts me about 85 feet away from him, and reduces me down to being 30 feet above.
I just spilled some water. I'll be right back.
It's better when you don't do that.
It's weak. It's weak against water. It takes
Now,
500 damage.
the problem here, and again, longtime viewers will remember that when Tayland needs to attack somebody, he tends to attack everything around the thing that he is also attacking.
A lot of AoE.
And Torque is kind of in the way, because I'm going to assume that while I can see the Null Reaper, I definitely can't see like a tactical vantage point behind it where I could launch a spell. Not from this vantage point.
That
right?
is correct. Same conundrum that Flick had. That seeing past it was not
so
possible.
My other option would be to try some psychic damage, but I don't know. I'm looking at that thing. Do I recognize the armor that it's wearing? Like, does Talon know what's going on here?
You see enough of it that it looks similar to Flick's shield that you're like,
So I can probably guess that psychic's probably not the way to go, since that thing is wearing armor made of chaos and madness.
I'd say that's probably given your
that's a fair assessment. Yeah,
probably a fair assessment.
We've been fighting these things long enough to most of the things we fight are immune to half my stuff. I've figured this out.
You've had long enough to change that, but hey.
I know, but thematics.
It's true.
I gotta do it. I gotta suffer for my art.
Can't make it too easy for you.
I gotta suffer for my art. Monsters
are smart
too.
Do you have anything that could affect the thorn?
The thorn? I mean, no.
Okay, no, just firing it out.
I could explode the floor, but I don't think that's. Listen, I do two things: wind and water, and occasionally shoot a gun. Those are my options here. So Torque, are you okay if you get hit in the crossfire here? Because I don't see any other real option other than doing a pittance of damage.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Okay.
Torque has put himself in the line of fire before.
I think Torque's used to that. Yeah, he's usually like.
I mean, he did just fall on a guy, so.
And look, it barely scratched me.
Yeah.
I like to think like Dark will like step to the side, being like, he missed," and the floor breaks. He's like, "Oh crap!"
Like Coyote moment.
You missed. Yeah. All right. I don't really want to do an attack roll against this guy. He looks like he's heavily armored. I'm going to go for a saving throw. I don't think he's very dexterous. Now, maybe I'm wrong in that, but something, I don't know. I feel like strength and constitution are two biggies for him. And if he's
anything that forces movement as well, if you could push him back a little bit.
Well, yes, except the only two things I do that have that are strength and psychic. I'm not sure that that's a great option. I mean, I could do Dissonant Whispers, and even if it doesn't damage him, the side effect still happens. But I feel like we still want to do some damage to him. So what I might do, I mean, the only thing I can do that's pinpoint enough to not hit Flick and the ritual and everybody, like Diane and like all that stuff, would be like an ice knife or a shatter. But I don't know if we want to shatter that tunnel. I think we want to avoid that. So,
I mean, he's already widening the tunnel, so I don't think
that's what I'm thinking, right? So I think I'm going to go for an ice knife. Let's give it a shot. Why not? See what happens. I'll pull out the gun, line up the sights, gather the water around the air in me, fuse it into a bullet, and fire it off. I'll make an attack roll. What spell slots do I have left? Okay, let's give that a shot.
Oh, nice.
That's a 28 to hit. Holy crap, that never happens.
Yep, that'll hit.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
Is that how we find out he's immune to cold damage?
Well, hold on, because Ice Knife is an interesting spell. I'm casting this I was casting that at 3rd level. I don't know why it didn't ask me to do that. Target takes 1d10 piercing damage, so he's going to take 5 piercing damage, which is magical. And then him and each creature within 5 feet of him, aka Torque, need to make a dexterity save.
I mean, I do have danger sense.
You can definitely see this coming.
Yeah. It was well telegraphed. Should I roll that now?
Yes.
Sorry, he has advantage on his saves against magic, but that's
That's
13.
11.
3, 4. Okay, so I get to add an extra 2d6 to this. So that's a total of 14 cold damage dealt to the two of you. As the ice bullet pierces directly into a plate spot between the plates and then explodes into a shattering of shards of ice and various cold bits.
So, what you notice about the cold as it penetrates the armor and spreads is that his thorny makeup doesn't like the cold,
Oh, we can use that.
and he's in fact vulnerable.
Holy crap! I lucked the hell out there. Wow.
Wow.
As you see some of the tendrils and the vines kind of like they turn to ice crystals and actually break and shatter. And he's
One rhymes binding ice coming right up, fellas. But that'll
you
be
found its weakness.
That'll be holy crap. Do I have like 3 ice spells? I never use them. Okay. That's exciting. Look at me. I'm helpful. I'm doing things. I'm doing damage. I'm going to go ahead.
I'm helping.
The sheets are frozen hard and they cut the naked hand. The decks were like a slide where a seaman scarce could stand. Except Flick. Because Flick gets bardic inspiration.
Oh.
Hooray!
I mean, I feel like I should give it to Torque because he's right there taking the damage, but I gotta spread the love today.
You gotta spread it. You gotta share it around. You know.
Yeah, Flick hasn't had it yet, so I feel bad.
All right, is that it for?
I think that's it for me. I'm pretty happy with that turn. I think we're all
Okay.
pretty satisfied with that result.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Torque. At the start of your turn, I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Oh, he's terrible at that.
I have advantage on these when I'm raging, right?
Yes, you do. Okay.
26.
This is going to be one of those
Alright.
things where you're going to roll like a 1 and a 2, and it's going to suck.
So you.
I have
this
inspiration in a pinch.
For this turn, you are not restrained. You manage to. You feel the vines kind of coming up to grasp around your feet and your ankles, and you just kick them off. The danger is not gone. However, that is still there. The ground is still moving
Yes.
and thriving, but you manage to remain free for the time being. So you're good. And that is not an action or anything. That's just.
I am going to toggle Great Weapon Master off
Okay.
for these next few attacks. I'm also going to use a bonus action, now that Torque has seen this, to change his
Yep.
Elemental Cleaver from thunder to cold damage,
Very
You
good.
are welcome, sir.
as frost just kind of spreads and spiders over the hammer. And reckless attack time. First one's gonna be a 30 to hit.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so 28 plus an additional, so 34 bludgeoning damage plus 6 cold damage. And I will push him 5 feet back with Crusher. Then I'll step in to fill that gap.
Okay.
And I will make another attack. Uh, 23, does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Ooh,
Okay.
Okay.
21 plus, so 28 bludgeoning plus another 2 cold damage.
Okay.
And that will be my turn.
All right. Very well done. Rather effective turn. All right. That brings us to the Umbral Knight. And it is going to come in for melee. All right, so it comes in and raises a nasty-looking mace as it pulls out. But horrible attack.
It's-
Only a 12 to hit.
That will miss.
But then it leans in and opens its fanged mouth, attempting to bite at you.
Oh,
That will be a 19.
yeah, I can't block that.
So that is going to be 8 piercing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. This one. +3. Oh, that's only going to be a total of 6.
Okay, so you contract Dalricul fever.
I'd rather not.
That sounds awesome.
I'd rather
Whatever
not.
that is.
Doesn't it sound great? Sorry, I'm gonna mute for a second here. That's its turn.
Drives you barking mad.
No. Oh, I am concentrating on a spell, Craig. So that means that I have durable magic, which gives me a +2 to my AC, making my AC 16. So I can shield that.
Oh, I wish we knew that.
May I
sooner.
shield that?
Yeah, you can shield.
I will shield.
I think you're probably the first war mage to ever gain an AC bonus from fucking dancing lights.
Right? That's
Yes!
hilarious. Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty funny.
Hey, you know what? Lots of people complain dancing lights is concentration because, light isn't. And you know what I say to those people now?
In your face.
They're,
Uh,
you don't know
Okay.
Dinar.
so you managed to, that doesn't happen then.
We're on the upswing here.
Yep.
This is where we bring it all back.
Sorry, I showed that one, but okay. All right. That is its turn. Diane is going to simply have her spectral guardian kind of move into an intercepting spot there. She is going to con save. She's good. So that brings us to Flick, and I need you to make a strength save to start your turn.
As terrible as these as I thought. Let's see how this goes. Okay, this is within range of saving this with a bardic, so I'm going to throw the bardic inspiration on that, and still get only a 17.
So you are restrained.
Oh,
Well, that changes what I was going to do.
yeah. Oh, man.
So the vines from the floor, they reach and grasp around your feet, and you feel the thorns start to tighten and sink into your flesh as they hold you in place.
All right. So,
It's a little prickly.
that's all right. I'm going to use an action to recall Paige here.
Oh.
Okay.
And then I'm going to drop concentration on the protection that's on Diane and cast Dragon's Breath on Paige.
Oh, so
Bonus
smart.
action.
Yep.
Okay, so protection from good and evil is gone from Diane.
It's gone. Paige now has Dragon's Breath cold.
So you're bringing Paige down to
Yeah,
to you. Yeah, okay.
Paige is now Shma. Paige will then fly over top of Torque
Okay.
and shoot a 15-foot cone of cold and upcast it to 3rd level because I've got those slots. So this is a Dragon's Breath garbage damage roll, but DC 17 dex save. The bad.
Okay, it has advantage against magic. 17.
All right.
So that's
So
it.
you take half of 17, so you take 8 points of cold damage.
Which is vulnerable too, so 16. So basically takes full.
All right. That is my turn.
Okay. It doesn't like you, Torque.
Do your worst. I mean, I know you probably will, but
All right. Tendrils come reaching out of its free hand.
oh, thankfully both of those miss.
Yeah, both of those miss. It was going to try and basically grab you and lift you off the ground and move you. Its whip and restrain you. Failing that, it'll just, since it can't get past you, blade time. 27 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, 21 slashing, halved to 10, and con save.
You got it.
Oof.
20.
That is a save. Good.
Nice.
And follow up, another 28 to hit.
Yes, that will hit.
So that's another 9 points of slashing and another con save, please.
Okay.
And you're clutch on these con saves here.
Well, don't say that right as I'm about to make another one, because then something bad will
Then
happen.
you fail
Oh,
it, right?
no!
So- yeah, exactly. There we go.
Can I re-roll that with my inspiration?
Ooh.
Yes, you can.
What a
Absolutely.
use. What
Okay.
a use. Nice.
Clutch. What did I tell
25.
you? All right. So you've managed to resist the bleeding open wounds from this serrated blade. Your skin is just thick enough to stop it from.
I am
Digging it.
approaching half health.
So that is it. It does speak to you, Torque, in broken common. You can kind of just barely understand. It's not really sentences. What you get is essentially something about Umbra, wrath, come for you. It's yeah.
Or
At least,
just-
at least tells you who this is from. That this is all like this wasn't something that's just waiting down here. Like this is all Umbra, basically going all out to try and stop you guys. So you get that much out of it.
Torque is just gonna look around at the tendrils of pure necrotic entropy and just look back at the null reaper and say, "Yeah, I gathered."
Oh, actually, you pushed it back, right?
Yeah, and then
So, yeah, that should move backwards actually.
oh, good. I was hoping that something to that effect would happen.
Yeah. All right, top of the round, Dinar.
Okay. So, it's right up in my face.
Yeah, it is.
Yep. So,
Oh, speaking of which, sorry. I need you to make a con save.
no. Okay.
You're in its
Or in the stank cloud.
Dang,
No,
you're in its
Dang.
stink.
no, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
We can just look past that. Roll the 15 plus 3, so 18.
You're good. You're good.
Fantastic.
You managed to. You're like. you remembered your lesson this time.
Uh,
You're up close with and hold your breath against its stanky stink.
At that, Dinar will raise his hands up in front of his face and they will start to spark and he will touch,
Jazz
or
hands.
yeah, kind of. He will go for not quite a shove, but more like a very strong grasp of the creature in front of me, and I will shocking grasp.
Grasp of the
so-
shocking persuasion. I
The
see.
grasp of the shocking persuasion, yep. So I make a melee spell attack against the target. Oh, that was almost a 2. Instead, it's a nice little 20. Plus
go.
9, so 29, natural 20. We are 13th level, so this is 3d8.
On a natural 20, that's 68. So,
Oh, thank you. I know how things work. If this doesn't do it, though, I have another trick up my sleeve. Okay. Little bit of...
Dinar's learning melee.
So that makes that 16 plus 3 is 19, plus 6 is 20. Wait. 16, 19, 25, 27. 27 lightning damage. And then, since that did not finish it off, and I would like it to finish it off, this is a feat I have not used yet, called Telekinetic. So, as a bonus action, I can try to telekinetically shove one creature I can see within 30 feet of me 5 feet. So I'm going to try to telekinetically shove this Joker off the stairs and make him plummet.
I mean, when all else fails.
So he has to make a saving throw of strength, which is 8 plus 5 plus ability modifier, which would be intelligence. So 8 and
Your
5.
intelligence, yeah.
My what
13.
intelligence?
Yeah, it's your
Or
intelligence.
yes, my intelligence. My what intelligence? My intelligence. So
Yeah.
8 and 5 is
What's your
13
intelligence?
plus my intelligence modifier of 4. So 17 has to be to 17.
15.
Ahaha. So I will shove him 5 feet off the side with my mind.
Cool.
He shall plummet.
Oh, whoops. I'm still on cone.
I mean, if he wants to like be shoved into a cone, we're also fine with that.
Now, okay, so he went out.
Just
So he's
impaled on a cone.
technically off. So he's going to hit here. 45 feet, which is 40. 46 for fall damage, which is 11.
Oh, that didn't finish him.
And he dropped right on that part there. I'm going to have him make just a strength attack, basically. No, okay, so it holds. So he drops 45 feet and is prone, and the platform holds beneath him. He's not finished off.
Okay.
He's looking rough.
Yep.
But still alive.
All right, that'll be my turn.
Okay, Kalen.
All right. I don't want to touch the ground, but I am going to fly approximately 5 feet above the floor.
Okay.
Um,
Smart move.
Yeah, I don't want to touch that. That looks bad. I can see Flick's out not having a good time.
You get used to it.
Ow.
You get used to it.
It's
Whereas
actually
Torque's
quite
just like, no.
reminds me of my old bed. So that's 25 feet, and then I'll just go 5 feet forward. Where are we at here? He's 50 feet away. If I have him do the dash, that's still not going to be... Still only going to get me here. Well, Torque, hope you don't mind the cold.
Do what you must.
His hat be frozen to his head, his body be like a lump of lead, his shoes be frozen to his feet for standing here at this window. He can at least make a Constitution save.
Do I make one as well?
Yes, you do. Well, that's unfortunate.
18. Psychic Gary. That's his name, right? That's the guy's name?
15.
I have no idea. I just typed in
Gary?
telekinesis in the gifts, and that's what came up.
Or telekinesis, yeah. I'm trying to remember from Anchorman. It's Anchorman, right?
No idea.
All right.
News anchor fight.
Torque fails. The guy succeeds. So he's going to take half damage. Torque's going to take the full damage, and Torque, your movement's going to be reduced to 0 as you will be frozen in ice. I was really hoping to get that on him.
This is cold damage, so he actually will take full damage.
That's right.
He
This
is
is
vulnerable
cold
to
damage. So it's 24 cold damage.
it. Okay.
I rolled
He would take double if he failed. Basically.
hella good. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I was kind of this is my highest damaging ice spell. It's con based, so I was a little annoyed. But
so he's looking really rough. Like you can see, especially with the cold damage, like the armor hasn't really been affected too much, but you can see it seems to be made of vines and shadows and tendrils. There's not really much in the way of flesh or substance, and there's just like broken, frozen, brittle tendrils and vines that are like broken off of it, and it's looking pretty weak. It's taking a lot. So the cold has actually been super effective.
cool. I'm gonna hang on to this last bardic inspiration, I think.
Okay.
So I think I am done.
Okay. Torque, strength save at the beginning of your turn.
Okie dokie. And my speed is 0, is that right?
Yeah. You don't have a condition or anything. Your speed is just 0.
Oh, 19.
Okay, so you're good. So you're not restrained.
Yeah, your movement speed is 0 for 1 minute, or until you or another creature within reach uses an action to break the ice away.
Say the cold has actually stopped the tendrils from grasping you because they're actually kind of frozen as well around right where your feet are. They've frozen in place.
Cold blow on this thorny cave.
Okay. I'm going to make another reckless attack against him then.
Sweet. And there's been a lot of cool stuff tonight for like putting flavor on.
Yep.
29.
Cinematic flavor. Yeah, that'll hit.
Okay. So that's going to be 27 plus
Jeez.
37
Your
points of
D12 are
bludgeoning
so
damage.
hot.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Plus an extra 8 cold damage.
Oh.
Well, I was just going to grapple him, but looking at that last sliver of health, it's just too tempting.
So Torque, explain to me what happens when there's nothing left to support this armor as the tendrils just shatter inside this thing.
I like to think that as the ice and the frost from Talon's spell is kind of like creeping up both of our bodies, like we see that the ice forming on like Torque as well. I like to think that Whelming Wrath is like literally frozen to the ground as a result of Talen's spell, and then Torque like literally has to grab it in both hands, and like with the effort of pulling on it, like you hear the crunch of the ice breaking, freeing it, and using the momentum from having to pull it free, he brings it into like an overhead swing. Or sorry, an underhand swing.
Mm.
Yeah.
But what do you say as you do it?
I mean, probably some variation of just.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
Too loud.
Chill out. Yes.
Everybody
So-
chill!
This thing had an AC of 21, had
Wow.
256 hit points, had advantage on saves against magic, had like you just like demolished.
I mean,
The-
Torque
the
did lose
beast,
half his
man.
health. Everyone
I-
else is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was
gonna
it
say-
did a
I was gonna
number.
say-
I know, but still, the amount of damage that once you see the key, like Talon, once you got the key to the cold damage there.
That was
that's-
pure
that
luck,
turned-
man. I
My
almost
hit
never
points
use
are in the
ice
double
spells.
digits now, which
That
usually
totally
means that
turned
we
the
fought
fight
something
right
pretty
there.
bad.
That was literally because I'm like, I don't have any other spells that aren't gonna horribly injure Torque, but I'll try this one. I even thought that cold might not work because it seems like some kind of weird void creature. So it's like I don't even know.
I'm not going to take full credit for Talen's
Good.
discovery, but I
Should-
did send him down there, so.
Wow.
All right, Torque, anything else you want to do?
Well, I still
I'm gonna
can't
take
move,
full
so Torque
credit,
is just
but it
going
is
to take a
completely
knee,
due to
his
me.
beak chattering. Like,
Okay.
you can see the frost forming patches on his skin, and
Yeah.
his breath is misting.
Okay.
How much time?
All right.
He's asking specifically, like, how much time is left on the ritual.
Ritual. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
give me an insight check, just straight insight. See if you can figure it, because Diane can't answer you.
Torque very, very coldly checks his watch. Only a 4.
You're not really familiar with how these things work, so you're more focused on destroying everything that comes in sight to threaten it. So you feel like it's getting close, but you're not really sure.
Did this thing leave like a corpse behind, or does it just like evaporate into darkness?
The broken so there's basically it's not like the full armor, like the full axiom helmet and everything, but there is like a broken breastplate and some pauldrons and stuff that seem to be made of some axiom material that are kind of left behind, and there's some like wispiness that's left kind of coming out of it, but the form itself seems to have been gone, which leads you to understand that this was more of less of a living undead and more of like a construct type of undead that had some sort of shadowy tendril natural abilities, but the entity itself was less natural.
The armor was still armor.
Yeah. Okay, so the Umbral Knight, you know what? He's gonna try to recharge his Hungering Strike here. No, okay. In that case, looks up at Dinar, looks down. Can't really get a shot at anybody down there. He's kind of pissed at you, Dinar, for throwing him off the thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll stand up, pull out his light crossbow, and fail horribly.
The fight is winding down at this point, I would hope.
And he will turn and look down towards Diane and decide to just jump to try and do something. Try and get
Looks
close to
like
her
we're
and-
going to have to jump.
That's going to be a 70 foot
I'm glad you got
fall.
that, Mike.
17. Oh, he survives.
No.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's not good.
He survives the drop.
Oh,
he
crap.
didn't get quite close enough, but he's down there, and he just kind of like he's
I mean,
prone, but
he
you can
is
see him like
prone.
We got
So it
this,
might buy
right?
some
Yeah.
time.
he's just they have like a single focus, right? Like
And Diane does have that guardian.
Exactly, and so because he is close enough on her turn, the guardian is going to step in. Step in.
I was suggesting a method of killing.
Well, it can do. It's going to use basically the only thing it has, which is just a slam attack. It's a +7. That is a 18 to hit. AC 17. This is 2d6 bludgeoning damage, which is 7. And it has 6 hit points left, actually. So that will do it. As the guardian comes in and just... So, with the light put up here, Dinar, removing any remaining shadows that they're taking advantage of, the Null Reaper defeated, threats seemingly taken care of. There's tense moments as the final few minutes of the ritual come to a close. And you see as Flick Diane kind of looks towards you and urgently points down, kind of like down towards the dagger, as she kind of comes to climax in her casting.
Yeah, keep your shirt on. Jeez. Hand her the dagger. Here you go, my lady.
What is everybody doing at this point?
I mean,
How are
Torque is
you?
breaking himself free of the ice that has him rooted to the ground.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Dancing lights only lasts 1 minute, so when it snuffs out, Dinar is going to cast it again. So he's actually going to stay up here since his way down is not easy.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to find where'd my note go here?
You don't suppose there's any more beasties coming down that tunnel, do you?
Why we got the little guy stationed where he is.
Mm.
I am the
All right.
gatekeeper.
You're
You
not
are
the
the storm that is approaching.
So
We're not approaching anything right now. Rooted to the spot.
the spectral guardian fades away as Diane focuses all of her attention on completing this ritual, and she holds the soulbinder dagger. You see the arcane circle around Owen's corpse flash with the brilliant bluish kind of bluish white radiant energy, and the body begins to mold and change and become this sort of glowing ethereal form that just becomes basically vaguely humanoid, kind of like a blank slate, if you will, and begins to change into something else. Who would like to roll a D100 for me to determine
I think Flick would be most appropriate.
Owen's new form?
Let's have Flick give her a roll.
Yeah.
All right. Here's hoping Goblin.
Oh no, we made a mistake.
How's a 45 work for you?
Interesting.
Oh no.
It is a goblin.
Hobgoblin, so he's still taller than Flick.
So the form of Owen begins to grow a little bit larger, spreading out in girth. And you can see this form of light start to take the shape of a rather a bit of a bulkier individual with a hard shell forming on its back.
No, you got green.
Well, it's the right color at least.
Can I get somebody else to roll me a d20, please?
A D20.
I
Yep,
mean, I can do
just
that.
straight d20.
Torque, you wanna do it?
What is this going to determine?
I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
Boy or girl? Because reincarnation is just, you have no idea what's going to happen.
We've heard of assigned male at birth. Now we're getting assigned male at death.
Or at
17?
rebirth.
17, okay. So the body of a male turtle takes shape, and it's strange. The face is obviously turtle, and all the features are turtle, and yet somehow there's still something of Owen in the face. It's uncanny. Maybe it's the leanness of the jaw, just there's just something about it that you wouldn't know that it was Owen if you hadn't known Owen before, if you hadn't seen him. But because you've seen him and you see the change here, there's this lingering reflection of him, if you will.
Yeah, he still looks like an Owen.
And as the form takes place, you see Diane speak a word, releasing Owen's soul from the dagger. And you can actually see the ethereal form, just kind of a blink of light, leave the dagger and move towards the body. And it sinks into the flesh. And as it does so, the ritual circles wink out as they have been expended. And the dagger in Diane's hand just crumbles into dust. One and done. The turtle form of Owen, or whoever he is now, lies still for a moment. In another moment, Diane kind of tentatively approaches on her knees and just kind of hesitantly reaches out to touch and kind of holds her hand back. And then finally you see the chest rise and the breath fall, rise again. He opens his eyes, sits up very slowly and kind of looks down at his very different form that he has now. This is interesting.
Are you turtly enough for the Turtle Club now?
Perhaps I shall call myself Spade.
Torque will step forward. I guess his rage will have ended now.
That's as good a name as any, I think.
He's going to just take one look at Owen, or Spade, as he's now known. He's just going to look at him and say, "Boar bristle brush. Preferably one with a long handle."
For the... I understand.
The other races tend to think that our shells are just unfeeling husks that we carry on our bodies, but it has nerves and feelings and sensations like any other part of your body, and sooner or later it's going to itch. You'll want a boar bristle brush to help with those hard-to-reach places.
Baby powder in the suit.
I appreciate the advice. He kind of looks at Diane, and she's... There's an awkwardness. Like, you can see she's thrilled and happy, but at the same time, clearly this wasn't quite what she was expecting. She had no idea what to expect, but there's kind of a... It is you, right? Yes. I don't feel his touch. I don't feel that lingering darkness that was there. That... Oh, my voice really sounds different. This is going to take some getting used to. But he's gone. I'm very curious. Do any of you know the scry spell?
Dinar from way up the tunnel. Yeah, I know that one.
Could you scry on Owen?
I thought you were saying can you scry on Umbra, and I'm like, is that an option?
Scry on Owen as you recall him. Think of not the physical appearance, but the person. Everything about Owen that you could bring to mind. Would you do that? Would you try? I want to see. I want to know.
Sure. Dinar will drop the dancing lights. He's gonna wait a moment. Does anything pop through the shadows?
Nope.
Then he will pull out his crystal ball, and he will cast scrying. He's gonna have to do it at 6th level, unfortunately. But he will cast scrying on Owen.
The spell fails. It finds no target. And you understand that to mean that target of Owen doesn't exist.
Dinar will put away his glass ball. He will resummon the dancing lights because Dinar is paranoid. And then yell back down the hole. Yeah, you're gone, buddy.
Well, I can't thank all of you enough. He reaches out and holds Diane's hand, and his now clawed hand that he has, and kind of looks down at his own hand again. And are you going to be okay with this? She kind of just smiles. I mean, hey, you're really different, but you're alive and you're free of him. You can serve Marantha now again. I mean, you could come to the temple if you want. You know, new initiate or whatever. I don't know how that's going to work, but he kind of pauses. I think it's best to put the temple behind me. I'm still going to serve Marantha, but I think I need to find a new way to do that. Best to start fresh completely, I think. I've got some self-exploration to do. This is going to take some getting used to. Torque,
Yes.
do we sync?
What's that?
Do we sync?
Sink or swim, Tortles.
Mm,
These are the questions, people.
depends on how much you weigh, I suppose.
Oh boy. Listen, Torque barely knows himself. I don't know if you're going to get much about being a turtle from him.
I
Do
don't
you
really have anyone else
already
to
know
ask.
how to swim?
The other me did.
I
I
feel like it's
imagine
going to be a little
those-
different.
I imagine that experience would be carried over then.
Good to know. If I may accompany you back to the lodge to rest, gather supplies, if you would permit me, then I think tomorrow I will set off for whatever awaits me.
Right. That should give us plenty of time to discuss your new diet as well.
Yes, I'm sure I have many questions too.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You don't
us
want
to
Close
chat
excess
about that.
hygiene.
gases. That's got to throw off your buoyancy, man.
I really can't thank all of you enough. I know that your own way, you had to do this for your own fulfillment of what you found into. I'm not sure how that works, considering he kind of looks around and sees all the body of the ghouls, and I'm going to take it that Umbra did not take kindly to your interpretation of things.
Nope. One could say that. But then again, we also just seem to tick everybody off just by existing. So who even knows anymore?
I mean, that is what it is to live.
Ain't that the truth?
If everybody loves you, well, I'd actually be skeptical of that.
Well, hey, you know, they say you can either be loved or feared. And I say, why not both? I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. Great man
That
once
is-
said that.
That is disturbingly narcissistic, and I'm
Oh, so you've met Talon. Good.
he chuckles at that and saying, truly, you have my unending gratitude, and there is a way that I can pay you back. My mind is a little bit fuzzy trying to adapt to this body, but I will accompany you back to the last post lodge, and I'm sure it'll come back to me. There's a bit of a cachet, or cache, if you will, that I would
Would you like cash?
Allow you, or I would request that you take this payment. Speaking of leaving, what happened to those platforms? They look less stable than when we came, and I
Umbra.
think I would like to leave. As you look up, and you can see that like the part that was burned has actually like started to collapse now. There's definitely some instability in here. Is there anything you guys would like to do? Anything you want to look at or investigate or take care of while we're in here, other than
Do we
heading
think
out?
that there is anything in here we need to look at?
There's the bodies of the ghouls are kind of laying around. There is the shattered armor of the Null Reaper. What's left of it?
I mean, yeah,
It'll
we'll
really
bring that
be-
with us maybe, and
Is that a good idea?
can't
If
just
you want to
leave-
check it out, you can give me Arcana check on it. Insight,
Sure.
anything along those lines. Investigation.
Ooh, how's it? 26 Arcana.
Nice.
Sound.
Okay. The armor itself seems to be innate. It wasn't the armor that was possessed. It was, whatever construct was created, was given it to wear, or had it as outer shell kind of thing. The armor itself is just armor. It's it's pretty brittle. Like you're holding it. You doubt it could be used for armor, but it could be used for something like it's axiom. It's refined axiom, so there are definitely still some innate magical properties. You can kind of feel that chaos coming off of it.
Could potentially
so-
reclaim it and make something else. kind
Yeah,
of.
I mean, even for research, it could be something, but you
Yeah,
don't
should-
sense there's any risk of it, coming back to life. Like there's no sentience in the armor itself. It's just innate.
I'm sure our resident eggheads would love this. Let's bundle it up and get the hell out of here.
So you can just mark that as like broken axiom armor or whatever.
Broken
Something like-
axiom armor.
Yeah. All right. So leaving is a bit of a challenge. It takes you a bit of cooperation to get past the broken parts of the platforms as you
I mean,
walk up them.
as we discussed, the Griffinware helmet does allow Torque to fly, so
That is true.
It's- Torque shuttle.
That is true. Uh,
it just turns himself into a floating disc.
Please keep
Yeah.
your arms and legs onto the shell at all times.
So as you make your way back out of the petrified trunk shaft hidden beneath this old room tower, which raises some questions. Diane has some questions about the origins of this that she plans on looking into. But you make your way back to the Last Post Lodge. Serena is not there. She seems to be out. But she kind of lets you know how to get in the hidden door and all that. And you find drinks and there's food and everything waiting for you there in the safe house. And so you're able to get a full night's rest as Torque and Spade have some conversations about the Tortles and the bees, and
It's also just a lot of primer on diet, hygiene.
yeah.
Beaks in the shells.
But that is where we will end. As it remains to be seen whether your contract with Umbra is considered to be
I mean, we
Actually
fulfilled the terms of the
fulfilled?
we did fulfill the terms of the contract. No lawyer could ever prove we didn't.
This is
Yeah,
true.
to the letter. Maybe not
Whether
to the
he will
spirit.
see it that way remains to be seen.
So we need to
Anybody-
find a neutral arbiter.
We got to find a good lawyer, is what you're saying.
That's right. But you have completed that ritual. It is a success. Owen, now Spade, has been given new life. And the person of Owen, the very identity, the soul, that marker on him does not exist anymore. So he's free from Umbra and from whatever other curses or ties were bound to that identity. So that is where we will end it, and we will pick it up there next time. So thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out with us and for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And again, you can catch all of our VODs on our YouTube and check out our link tree where you can find our socials, our Discord, and all that stuff. And we will see you next time. So good night, everyone. Happy gaming. Bye-bye.